Hi kids, this is Coach Fern again, and today we're going to read, once again, from Don't Kiss the Frog, Princess Stories with Attitude. Today, which is kind of special for me, it's called The Princess and the PE, which as you know, I like to teach. You see that? The Princess and the PE. Princess Wendy was crying. It was sports day soon at school. And poor Linda Perfect School for princes and princesses and Princess Wendy was hopeless at school. That means they weren't very good. See her sad face. There were two teams, princes and princesses, and the prince team always won. Everybody said that Princess Wendy's fault. She couldn't run fast or jump or catch a ball like the other princesses. Weedy Wendy, you're the only bad one on our team, they all moaned. Her fairy godmother, her given leg stretching spell at birth, and now she could run and jump like a kangaroo for Princess Elegantian. And if it wasn't for you, we'd win everything, said Princess Viola. And her fairy godmother had given her extra flexible fingers so she could stretch around the field and catch any ball that was thrown to her. But what special powers had Princess Wendy been given? Only one, the ability to talk to frogs. She was sitting by the school pond crying instead of changing into her shorts and t-shirt, going down to the sports field to practice with the rest of her class. What's up? Suddenly, there was an ear-piercing whistle and the frog came bounding out of the water. What's up? All the other princesses in my class hate me, she said. It's my fault. We're not going to beat the princess team on sports day. I'm terrible. I can't even keep the golden egg on my spoon in the golden goose race. A big tear trickled down her cheek, and the frog flicked out his tongue and licked it off. That made her giggle. There's her friend the frog. And he's licking off the tear. Now, said the frog, pay attention. And he blew his whistle again. She almost fell down into the pond with shock. Don't blow that thing, she begged. I'll teach you how to jump and run, said the frog, taking no notice. We'll teach those other silly princesses a lesson, too. Now look, follow me. Imagine you're jumping for something you'd really like to eat. A big fat fly, perhaps. A chocolate eclair, said Princess Wendy. And she tried to imagine it hanging there in the air. And he blew his whistle, and Wendy jumped so high that she could have snatched a chocolate eclair from the treetops. See that picture of her? She jumped so high, almost getting that eclair. I said not to blow that thing, said Princess Wendy when she recovered. That was a great jump, he said. Ow. Let's do some running. Imagine you're chasing something you really, really want. A delicious worm, perhaps. I don't like worms. I want some shoes, silver ones with roses on the front, if you must, said the frog. She shot across the field faster than a prince on sports day. Finally, the frog showed her special sticky leaf that she could rub on her hands to help her catch a ball. I could teach you to catch flies on your tongue, if you'd like. No thanks, Princess Wendy said, trying to sound grateful. I think I know enough now. Well, you're all ready for sports day, said the frog. I hope you win. See her sprinting, going really fast. The frog is watching her. She's sprinting. Thank you, she said. What about teaching the other princesses a lesson? Don't worry, wait and see what happens, he said. She walked back to the sports field. Oh, look, it's Weedy Wendy, said Princess Viola. Come on, Weedy, called Princess Elegantea. And help us lose again, those princes were singing. Princesses are silly, feeble and frilly. Their clothes are much too pink, and running makes them stink. Many more verses that were much more horrible to repeat. They're not very nice. They're saying nasty things. But the girls are getting ready. The princesses are getting ready. The princes are not being nice. When the sport started, the princes were astonished. None of them can jump as high as Princess Wendy, or run as fast, or catch the ball as many times. They didn't understand. Every time a race started, they seemed to hear an enormous, ear-splitting whistle. It really put off the princes. At the end of the day, the princess team had 100 points. The princes team, they had no points at all. Well done, said the other princesses, patting Wendy on the back. You're our best friend, Wendy. Wendy wasn't fooled. She knew what the other princesses didn't really like her. They just wanted to win at sports day. The princes, they were speechless, covered in mud, sweat. They didn't even have the heart to steal the princesses' crowns while they were getting changed. Princes, they don't know what's happening. But who's winning in the race? See, you shouldn't be mean to people, then they might surprise you. Porlinda Perfect walked onto the sports field and gave the golden cup to the winners. Who will collect the cup on behalf of the princesses? Princess Wendy wondered if it would be her. Would she get to take the picture for the newspaper? No, the other two princesses and all the other princes started pushing forward. They wanted to be famous. They'd forgotten about Wendy. Just then a frog croaked from some nearby bushes. To the other princesses it sounded like "arr, arr," but Princess Wendy knew what the frog was saying. Hey Wendy, it's me. Aren't you going to help me teach those princesses a lesson now? She went over to the frog, recognized him at once by the whistle he was wearing around his neck. Oh, thanks so much for helping me at jumping and running and catching. It's okay. You don't have to punish the other princesses. I don't really mind about them. At least I'm good at sports now. But really, she was sad. She didn't have many friends. The frog looked at her with big, sorrowful eyes. I'll be your big best friend, Wendy. Just kiss me, he said. So Wendy bent down and kissed the frog. She didn't really want to, but he'd been kind to her. And he really didn't have more warts on his face than some people. Of course, the frog immediately turned into a prince. Wendy, said the frog prince, think how jealous all the other princesses will be now when you walk away with your handsome prince into the sunset. There's the picture of the golden cup and all the girls running for it. They don't care about Wendy. There's the frog wanting a kiss. And there is the picture of Wendy with her prince. Wendy looked at the frog prince. He was wearing gym clothes. He was muddy and sweaty. He smelled really bad. which was fine for a frog in a pond, but not so good for a prince. She liked him better when he was a frog. The Frog Prince reached out to hug Princess Wendy with his sweaty, slimy arms. Luckily, Wendy now knew how to run very fast. So even though he was a prince, he was a frog prince. So she ran fast and far away. Okay, kids, that's your story for today. And I will read you another one tomorrow, probably from the same book. Don't Kiss the Frog. Princess Stories with Attitude. I don't know if you can see that. Don't Kiss the Frog. Princess Stories with Attitude. Okay, have a good one. Bye.